Having done karate for over 10 years now, it's been a really big part of my life. I've always been surrounded by my karate community. They've really influenced me, I suppose, and it's helped me to kind of define how I feel, how I think. I think that it's been a very beneficial factor in my life.
Tatsuya Shiihara is an Australian teenager who has trained and competed within the sport for the majority of his life and considers it to not only be a hobby but a defining element of himself as a person.
How you doing? Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for giving us the time.
No problems.
So what is it personally that has driven you to continue your training?
Well, I suppose that if you ask some person on the street what they think karate is, they'd always think of, the flashy side of it, the kicking, punching, the Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee kind of thing. But then really what interests me is more the mental aspect of it. It's more improving oneself to be independent and to not rely on others. And that's what really gets me, That's what really motivates me to train harder so that I don't have to depend on people to do things for myself.
Why did you begin your karate training?
So when I was about 4 years old, I kind of did karate as an introductory course in Japan. But then once I came to Australia, I didn't really want to do karate, but then my mother kind of forced me to because she wanted the Japanese heritage part of me to stay in me while I was in Australia. And I think that as I got older, I became much more into it, I suppose. I started to want to specialize in karate, and during the senior years of my high school life, I was more training and other activities such as volunteering and things like that. I kind of had to cut down on my social life quite a bit, and because of that, that was a little bit detrimental towards me now. But yeah, what can you do?
So to what extent have you competed within karate?
Well, I've been competing for about 6 years now, and during that time, I've actually won the Queensland state titles 6 years consecutively. I've also competed at a national level and at an international level as well. During the last couple of years that I've been doing karate in Australia, I've been doing it at Matsumoto Karate Academy in Cairns, and my teacher there, Sensei Kazuo Matsumoto, he's about 75 years old now. He's been doing karate for about 60 years within his lifetime, and 40 of those years in Cairns teaching. And a few years ago, he was actually diagnosed with cancer, and whether he was on treatment or not, he would actually come to training every day and train the kids, train the adults. You could see the pain on his face sometimes, how much he was going through, but he felt that he had a responsibility to finish what he had started, and that was really inspiring, I suppose, to me.
So what are your greatest achievements within the sport, would you say?
Personally, it would be the fact that I was able to teach the younger children and the younger people. I wasn't really interested at first, but then as I matured, I suppose, became much more interested in imparting the knowledge that I had to the younger kids, and I understood why my teacher enjoyed training so much and enjoyed teaching so much, I suppose.
Do you want to take your training any further? Do you have any future goals with the sport?
Well, in 2020 there's actually the Tokyo Olympics. Karate's been kind of bidding to be included in the program there for a few years now. I would love to be able to represent Australia, and I'd love to be able to compete at the Olympics as well, so I suppose that is my ultimate goal right now.
Alright, that's very good. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
As a result of his dedication to karate, Tatsuya has achieved huge feats within the sport, especially in his later years of training. With future ambitions to represent Australia in his craft, Tatsuya could very well be on the path to achieving great things in the martial arts community.